Hi there guys, welcome to another episode. So on my social medias I've asked if anybody can guess what is in this box here, or this crate, or whatever you want to call it. But this box here is going to go into this car here. Well, obviously not the whole thing, but what's inside there is going to go inside there. Right, let's have a look inside this then. There we go. Open that one as well. A couple of seats. Right, let's get them out of there so we can have a proper look at them. I've been dying to get these out of there for a week now. So these seats are from I think it's a Mark 5, maybe 6 Fiesta, 2002 to 2005 anyway. They've already come out of a Fiesta. That was one of the most important things I needed to look at, was it came from a Fiesta, because it's got the thing there for folding the seats forward. If it had come out of focus, not sure it would have had that, but with it being a two-door Fiesta, I definitely need that. So these are then the ST150 seats, and looking at them, they are in really good condition. I don't think this car, before it got scrapped, did too many miles. All the seat cushions here are in really good condition. The bolsters are in good condition. This one I think is the driver's seat, because it's got a few marks here, and it's very slightly worn just there, but that's about it on these seats. And I think that's definitely able to sort it out, I think. So these are really nice seats. Now this is one thing that I have been planning to do for Alice since really I bought the car, because it's got the original seats in it, but they're not fantastic. And now I'm driving to England with Mrs. the mechanic. The old seats can't be in there, these have to be in there. These are so much more comfortable than the original ones. Now with these being Swedish seats, and this is not something I realised at the time, but these are Swedish seats, they do come with an extra feature, and it's here. Look at that. Heated seats. Both of them are heated seats. So that's something I'm definitely going to put into this car, is heated front seats. I don't know whether that's standard on the English cars, but it's pretty much standard on Swedish cars, especially the more modern cars. So that's a massive bonus, that is, heated front seats. So the only thing I've had to do really at the moment with these seats is take that away, the seatbelt pretensioner. I don't need them. Don't need seatbelt pretensioners in a 1982 Ford Fiesta. It does still have the airbags in them, but I don't need them, so I won't be wiring anything like that in. So I do really like these seats. So what I want to do now is put these in the car. Now the only thing with that is, I don't know if they fit. I have absolutely no idea if these will fit. And I need to take some measurements to see if these will actually physically fit in the car, and I really hope they do, so fingers crossed. I haven't actually seen anybody else with these Mark 5, Mark 6 ST seats in any other Mark 1 Fiesta. If you do have them in your car, please let me know. Put a comment down below and let me know if you've got them in your car and what it's like to drive. I do see a lot of Recaros and aftermarket seats and things like that, but I really wanted a set of Ford seats in the car, and these ST seats are so nice to sit in. So these are the ones that I wanted, and I bought them now. Now with it being Sweden, these seats have come from a scrapyard, obviously. I bought them from a place called Upplands Bildemontering. Really good guys there. They were fast at sending them out. I ordered it on a Friday, and these arrived Monday morning, so they're really quick to send them out. Really fast postage, so I'm happy with that, and a massive thank you to Upplands Bildemontering for that. So what I paid for these two in Sweden, in England I could have bought both the front seats, the back seats, door cards, probably the dashboard and the steering wheel as well. So it's not a cheap option to get on this car, but I'm quite happy that I've spent the money, especially knowing that I'm going to be driving at least 10 days in this car forward and backwards to England. So I think it's an investment in this car, really. Well, it's an investment in my bum, basically. So let's get Alice down off the ramp and we'll see if these seats even fit in the car, because I haven't tested it and I haven't been able to measure anything, so I hope they fit. We've got her back down now and we need to see if these seats will even fit in there. So we're going to take a measurement and I'm going to go from the floor there. There's like a little lump there that the seat bolts to, and we're looking up to about the headrest height there, and we're looking at about 90 centimeters. Looking at that as well, I've got plenty of room above it. I don't have an inner roof yet, but the inner roof doesn't come all the way down to there, so there's a little bit of room above the headrest. I would imagine I can get a meter, maybe a little bit higher than a meter, but roughly a meter. So measuring from the ground there up to the headrests on the seat here, we're looking at about a meter. So it's going to be really, really tight. I definitely won't be able to lift the headrest up like that one is. Right, let's get those seats out and we'll test fit these seats. Right, so that's one of the old seats, the passenger seat, taken out of there. And I've tipped it upside down and I've laid that one on its back as well. So what we need to first look at is compare these. Now, they are bolted through the front and in the back there, and that's the same on both sides. Now, the major difference between these two is, like I say, they're bolted from the front. These are bolted straight down on both of them. So I won't be able to use the original runners. The other option would be to unbolt it there, and there's another bolt back there, and lift this off, bolt it to that frame, and then use the original holes. But as you can see here, that hole is there and that hole is down there, so they're placed diagonally, which means if I were to put them on, they'd be diagonally and you wouldn't be able to slide the seat forward and backwards. So I can't use the original runners on this car. I don't really want to use the original runners on this car because I think that height is going to be pretty crucial when fitting these in the car. So we're going to have a look now. I'm basically just going to put this seat into Alice and see how far off all the holes are, or if any of them line up, which I doubt. Okay, so first impressions, I put the front end up on this beam here and the rear on them little cushions at the back there for it to stand on. And first impressions are not too bad height-wise, to be honest. That's not bad. So I don't think I'm going to have to lower it at the front at all at the moment, judging by that as it is at the moment. Now, looking at the holes, none of them are even close. So as you can see, those ones there almost touch the seatbelt stalks at the back there, so none of those holes actually match. And the ones at the front, obviously, not even close. Right, so I've moved the seat all the way to the back to have a look at the front, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I put this onto this beam here, and what I can see is there that it rides rather nicely onto there, and the holes here and the one in there aren't that far off of each other. So what I think I can do is make an L-shaped bracket that goes up the side of there and along there. This seat will then bolt into there, and it'll bolt into the original places on there. So I don't think the front is going to be all that difficult, to be honest. In fact, that one looks rather, I'm not going to say it, I'm just going to make a couple of brackets, I think, and get the fronts fitted in. And then I'll do the rears from there. Right, so that is the first two plates temporarily put into place, and basically they're just an extended L shape. So that's the inner one and that is the outer one. So as you see, they look very, very similar, and they just bolt through with a bolt. Obviously I need to put some triangles at the corner of them because they are fairly wobbly. I mean, it's fairly sturdy. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, even when the back end's bolted. I think it's going to be all right, but they do need a bit of strengthening on them. Tilting it wise, I think it may slightly touch the head lining, but not by too much. I'll know that when I get a headlining. And we can see the rear, what we're going to have to do with the rear. Now basically the rear one here is just a straight plate all the way out there. Doesn't need to really do anything on that one. That, as you can see, the hole is there and it's over there. So I think what I'm going to do is a square plate like that, and then I'll be able to just cut it out slightly so that it's nice and neat across there. You won't see too much of it, people won't catch the feet on it, things like that. So I'm going to cut out a couple of plates for this one now, and then I'll be able to bolt them down, one on this side and then one on this side, and that should be this seat bolted into place. I'd say that's a win. So that plate at the back, very, very tight, but it fits quite nicely. With a nice washer on there, it'll be fine. That's bolted in there, and it's bolted in there. Let's test it for size. Well, it's tight. Headwise in the car, depending on how far back you have the seat, there's quite a bit of headroom, to be honest. I've got, I can get the whole of my hand in there between my head and the roof, so there's a few centimetres of room there. There's not a huge amount, but there's a few. I think that the roof lining touches quite close to this, so I'm going to have a few centimetres of room. Obviously, if I sit almost straight up, I'm going to hit the roof, but in this leaning back position that I'm in now, that, yeah, feels quite comfortable, to be honest. So that's that. I've got one seat in. I just need to do exactly the same again. I can't wait to get the seat heater started. They're not very comfortable for sleeping in, so definitely have to get bed and breakfasts on the way to England. Right, so obviously the brackets needed a powder coat. Can't just put any old brackets in there. So these are all lined up now, and I can lift the seats in and bolt them down. And then we're about done. So these are the brackets in place. I've welded a nut on there, so I can just bolt it straight through the top here. I was going to add some strengthening place to that, but feeling how sturdy that is, I'm not going to bother, I don't think. That works really, really well. So I've got all four plates in here now. One there, the square one over there, and the little one here. So now I can put the seats back in again. But first, I'm going to take the airbag out of the seats. I've already done it to that seat, and I'm going to do it to this seat now as well. Right, so this might seem like a bit of an overkill, but I want to take the airbag out of this seat here. So it's fitted into the side of the seat here. It is actually fitted, I don't know if I can get it on camera, up there there's a bolt, there's one there and there's one slightly higher up. To get the seat cover off, it's a bit fiddly. There are some loops just there that go through this bar here, so you have to separate these rings here that go around this bar, and that pulls that bit off. Then you've got these bars here, a bit fiddly like I say. These bars go all the way down and they hook into this bar at the bottom here. Now these are really, really fiddly to get out. they're like a horseshoe shape, so you kind of hook them into there, but they're really, really fiddly to get out. And then the seat just goes through there and it hooks on the back of it as well. But like I said, this might be a slight overkill, but there you go. I want to get it out of there just in case. Well, there we go. That's that out of there. That's both of them out of there. What I'm going to do now is fill in this hole, otherwise there's going to be a hole in the side of the seat, and what I'm going to use for that is a bit of sponge. So I've got a sponge like that, then I'm going to fill that hole back in again and then put the seat back together again. Right, so sponge back in there now. I can now wrestle this cover back onto the seat again, and then I get it back in the car, and that's done. This is one of the things that I've been wanting to do since I first bought the car, and that was to put some different seats in it, more comfortable seats in this car. Now, I have heard that the back seats from this car also fit in a Mark 1. I have seen it done in a Mark 2, but not in a Mark 1. So what I'm after now then is a set of back seats in this colour. If anybody's got a set of back seats in this blue colour, please let me know. But that's all for now. So if you like what you've seen in this episode, make sure you press the subscribe button. I'll put a link to my social media down below. You've got my Facebook and my Instagram. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.